Welcome to Pacific Love. About a year and a half ago I traveled to South America, which got me thinking it's probably a good idea if I could stash some money away in a secret location that I always had just in case I had an emergency. I ended up choosing the bottom of my shoe. Most shoes have some kind of a flap here so that you can stick some money, which I did a $100 bill, down in the bottom there, closed everything back, and nobody wanted to touch my shoe. And fortunately I did not have an issue, so I came back with $100 still in the bottom of my shoe. With that said, here are 10 great places that you can hide some money just in case you're traveling. If you like to take care of your teeth, then you're going to have a bunch of dental floss around. Now this is one of those old containers that pops open and it'll have something similar to this large roll inside. Well, if you pop it open, remove the roll, and sometimes there's a little tab right here you'll need to cut off. Then you can take some money, put it inside, snap everything back together, then you can put that with the rest of your bathroom products and nobody will have a clue. Another great place to hide some money is in a half-used tube of toothpaste. You want to flatten all of this side of the tube and squeeze the toothpaste into this end. And take whatever denomination money you want, and you want to roll it up in the tube. And then take something like the binder clip and put on the end. And there you go. Absolutely no idea there'd be money in that. If you happen to have a child, then a diaper makes a great hiding spot, especially if you have to walk away from your stuff for a little bit. Take whatever you have, carefully wrap it up inside. Tape everything shut. And very few people would want to touch a used diaper. You can always make it a little bit more realistic, maybe if you want to do some brown spots on it. But in any case, if you have a child, that's a great way to hide your stuff. If you like to play cards, there's a good chance you probably take it on a trip with you. Well, in this case, we open our cards, and there's fortunately 3 cards that can be discarded. Well, if you carefully take some money, fold it up, place it on one of the cards on the top, now you can trim this out and make a nice little hole in the 3 of your cards. With the center of the cards cut out, you want to then place these cards right in the center of the deck. Get you the money that you are going to put in there, place it in there real carefully, take the other cards and put them on top. And that way, it'll look pretty flush. Now, if for some reason it stands out a little bit, you can always bend your cards up a little bit. Of course, get them a little bit more used. You don't want them looking brand new. And you can take them, put them right back into the box, and there you go. Nobody would have a clue that there's money inside. If you happen to like gum, a lot of them now come in these convenient little boxes. You open up, you pull out your stick of gum, and you can give it away or you can just chew it yourself. They also make great little hiding spots for a little extra cash. Roll up your cash, put it exactly back into the wrapper very carefully. You can easily put it in place. Then put some other gum around it to make it nice and camouflaged. There you go. If you're a lady, there's a good chance you're going to want some kind of a brush to go with you on vacation. Now if you get this version, which has a hard back and has a rubbery front, if you carefully start prying on the front, you can easily pull it apart and makes a great little storage place for some money. Then you can stick the money in, push everything carefully back together. And there you go, a great hiding spot. If you're anything like myself, then you like to carry a pen on you at all times. In this case, it's a slightly larger version, but if you carefully take it apart, you can then wrap some money around the ink cartridge that's inside. I've also used a little bit of tape here to make sure it's holding it in place. And by doing that, if you can do it tight enough and do it right, you can put everything back together. You can still use the pen as normal. That's a great little hiding spot for some money. Now here's a way to use a chapstick tube. Now, some people have tried this where they've removed the internals, and then when you take the lid off, you can easily see the money inside. I want to show you a little additional trick to make it still usable. Very carefully, wind this all the way out. Grab this, very carefully pull it out. Now you're left with some plastic inside there. And so I'm going to use a knife to carefully pry that out. And you can see down in the tube has a nice little, like a rod or dowel that kind of screws it up and down so it'll work. What you want to do is now get a wooden rod or dowel that is very similar to the size. Take whatever denomination money you're interested in and start carefully rolling it really tight around your wooden dowel. Now once you get it fully rolled, you can then carefully take it and make sure you insert it over the rod that is currently in there. And you can see it nicely down in the hole there. Then you want to take the plastic piece, you want to reinsert it. And then you want to take the rest of the chapstick and push it down in there a little bit too. Then return it a little bit on the back because you're trying to get it to slowly go back down. It can be sometimes a little tricky. There it goes. Now once it has gone a few turns down in there, you want to take something like a knife and trim it off and wipe off any extra that might be there. And now you can continue to use that chapstick. Put the lid back on it. And that way, if by chance anybody is nosy and pulls the cap off, there to the regular eye, it is just a tube of chapstick. The next great hiding spot is a bar of soap, because a lot of people use this and very few people would even think twice about there be money inside. Now very carefully take a 1/4-inch drill bit and drill a hole straight into the center of the bar. Now do this very slowly so you don't deform it or accidentally crack it open. And once you're done, you're left with a nice clean hole that you can shove some stuff in. And if you do it just right, you're left with a nice hole that you can take some rolled up money and carefully push it inside. Then take some of the soap that's over here, it's all in pieces, and you can gently push it back into the hole. Now once you get it close to the surface like this, if you rub real good with your hand, you can see that the hole starts to disappear. And then once you have the hole nice and camouflaged, you can take it, put everything inside of a nice clear plastic bag, roll it up, seal it up, and nobody would even have a clue. All they'd see is a bar of soap. Depending on the type of shampoo or shower gel that you have, if you have one similar to this lid here that you twist and it pops off, this leaves a lot of open space in here. So if you take some money, fold it once, you fold it twice, so now that it is long and narrow, you take your lid and you slowly start stuffing your money inside. Just like so. You can then snap it back on, open it up, use it as you wish, and nobody would have a clue. The best thing about all these products is they can be found at the local dollar store. So not only are they easy to put together, they're also very cheap. If you like these ideas, make sure you click the like button, tell us what you think about it in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.